Welcome to Nashville, Nashville Superspeedway in Tennessee. Dylan Dreiling was about to start his qualifying lap, then slammed on the brakes. We'll just go watch someone else. Because you haven't been watching the replays, JR. That's why. Jeremy Clapper Newell out on track in the 21. Lots of trucks jumping out early in qualifying here. 5 minutes to set 2 laps. Fastest lap goes in for qualifying. Determine our starting lineup here tonight. 41 Golden Eagle Silverado. Was told they had just enough sponsor money to slap the logos on the truck down in the garage area before the race. That's why there's not a whole lot going on this truck. Looks like things are just slapped together quickly. You are right. Cody Cleaver heading out in the Hardy truck. See if we got some of our trucks already up to speed, getting ready to set lap times. Justin Wilkinson. SimWrapMarket Chevrolet, number 5. Currently on the pole of the 11 trucks that have a time down. Let's take a ride till someone knocks them off. Wilkinson across the line, lap number 2 slower. First lap will be the one of record at a 30.25. Second lap a 30.34. Ethan Evers jumps up to P2. 26 truck. Gamer Advantage, Man Cave Gaming, Fort Worth Screen Printing, Elite. There's a lot going on that truck. Ethan's sitting P2 right now, right between the 2 SimWrap trucks as Collins jumps up to 3rd. See if Ethan's second lap's any faster. No. Nearly 2/10 slower. There's Collins, jumps up to the 3rd spot. Lap 2 hasn't seemed to be helping too many people so far. We'll see if Collins can jump over Evers.
Alrighty, folks. Since it looks like just about everybody's qualified, I'll pop this real quick. So 65% fuel. You have 3 extra sets of tires.
Does not improve. Collins will remain in 3rd.
Like, I believe we were 100. I can't remember what our feature was. But looks like we have 42 drivers, so everybody will make it to the feature, so no heat will be done. Good luck out there. Have some patience. There's a lot of cars on the track. And good luck, everyone.
TJ Floyd gets 7th. Cody Cleaver
Not
6th.
done qualifying.
Scott Baker in 71, currently 13th. Jonah Long, newcomer to the Sidewinder Leagues, jumps up to the 5th spot in the 77.
Good luck, Justin.
Peyton Howe, fresh off winning in the Super Lates a short while ago.
I hope Peyton's still on track.
Peyton Howe gets up to P2. Great lap there. 77 on pit road. Don't see anybody up to speed except for John Garrett. Also have Mike Edwards, Jay Munch, and Cameron on track. Deep field tonight, 42 trucks. See where ARCA driver John T. Garrett places his 91 truck. We don't say ARCA as in a slam on iRacing, we say ARCA as in real life. This man drives an actual ARCA car. John's first lap puts him at a 31.42. See if he can pick up the pace and jump up some spots here. Coming to the line. Second lap slower for Garrett, so he will remain the slowest of our trucks that have qualified. Yeah, but it still leaves you with your lap time, dude. Did he do Xfinity on Tuesday? Is that what you're asking? Two trucks did not qualify. Brian Hicks, Daniel Llewellyn. They'll start 41st and 42nd. And we're going to grid up, get this race, get going. Drivers have 2 minutes to get out on the grid. We'll let them jump out there. Top few trucks aren't out there yet. There we go. Pole sitter Justin Wilkinson on track. Let's jump on board. Start to run through our starting lineup. SimWrapMarket.com. Hello. Welcome. Hello, everyone. Tooted, thanks for the bits. Appreciate you. Brian Hicks is what I said, Cody. Dead accurate. On pole, Justin Wilkinson in the number 5 SimWrapMarket Chevrolet. Jay Munchin, the Goodwrench Chevy, starts in second spot. Peyton Howell at 52 will start in third. Ethan Evers in the 26 rolls off fourth. James Collin starts from the 5th spot. Blake Roebuck will roll off 6th. Mike Edwards starts in 7th, alongside Bill Rivard in 8th. Jonah Long rolls off in 9th alongside Grant Thompson. Cody Cleaver in the 4 starts in 11th. TJ Floyd, the 49 OSD truck, very brightly colored. He'll start in the 12th spot. D-Waddy Bama not showing up on the grid. He would have been in 13th. Not sure what's going on there. John Garrett will roll off 14th in the Fort Worth Screen Chevrolet. Dylan Dreiling in this Ford rolls off in 15th. Mark Kincaid Chevy starts 16th. Ryan Brennan in the Blockbuster Chevy starts in 17th. Josiah Ball, his Toyota, rolls off 18th. Scott Baker in the Fort Worth Screen Ford starts 19th. Valiant Powell Production Alliance Group Ford starts 20th. Tyler Lanin, there he is, starting from the pits in the 64. Jake Lawrence roll off 22nd. Castro Neves 23rd. Jeremy Scherer 24th. Zach Martison 25th. Adam Thompson 26th. Dalton Hayes 27th. Joe Johnson 28th. Mike Wheeler 29th. And Chris Alkire in 30th. Dominic Lee 31st. Dustin Franklin 32nd. Cameron Perez 33rd. Jeremy Clapper 34th. J.R. Deal 35th. Corey Lavallo 36th. Rob Randolph 37th. Adam Sloan 38th. Jonathan Ledger 39th. Andrew Hayes 40th. Brian Hicks way back there 41st. And we are underway from Nashville. How quickly will we be under yellow? Is he right along with the back of the field? We're hearing things exploding in front of them already. I knew it wouldn't last long, that's why I stayed with the back. Big field, everything's going to explode. Who got into this one?
43, I want you to pass me, bud.
Let's see who we see.
I'm supposed to have 94 in front of me.
Oh, sorry, it was telling me to let somebody pass
Who is
me.
that? Just sitting sideways.
Derek, just go by the pace.
Is that
It's
Kincaid?
gonna put us a lap down if we don't. Backstretch.
Mark Kincaid. It's a 71 get into the 54. Contact. 71 into the 54. 54 rides up and into the outside wall.
Okay, so upon review, without the caution, it looks like the 71 got into the back of the 54, shot him up the track into the 94. The 71 will have 50.
Yeah, but the part that caused the wreck wasn't 3 wide. He just came down the track and boom.
I need to check them up.
Yeah, it never did Billy Davidson any good. Wasn't Billy Davison the 54 for a long time? He never did much with it. 54 just seems cursed. Right? Kincaid's had horrible luck.
I can't do it. I've done my whole life. I got to be faithful even though it got me down.
Kincaid, just the start of the Sidewinder season 7, across all the leagues, has struggled with the 54. Been a wrong place, wrong time, all throughout. So we're under caution on lap 1 of 130. Hopefully not a sign of things to come. Be nice to get some green flag runs in. Tends to happen at the start of the season though. A lot of different people trying to learn how to drive around. A lot of new folks. Justin Wilkinson, Peyton Howe. Showing as the top two, you see the 64 of Lane and the 41 of Watkins. They're going to get the wave around at 1 to go because not all the drivers have made it across the start-finish line yet. See if we can jump down and pick up. And chit chat. Justin, DT, you got a copy?
Got a copy.
Well, that was a quick under yellow. How'd you feel about the very start of the race there?
I was fine with it. I got my bonus point for leading a lap, and that was what I was worried about here on the start. And now I'll just probably just settle in and save the tires and let whoever needs to go and see how this plays out.
10-4. How'd you feel about sitting on the pole tonight?
You know, we practiced all week, so I knew I was fast. I didn't know I was that fast. In fact, that was the fastest lap that I've ran all week. So I impressed myself with that lap. I'll just say that.
Well, you certainly picked a good time for it, running your fastest lap of the week in qualifying. Good
Yeah,
job
for
there.
sure.
Congrats on
Thank
the,
you, I appreciate
the pole there. You got any
Oh my gosh,
any cool things going on with SimWrapMarket while we're hanging out with you?
We do have a 25% off. I think it's 25% off summer sale going on right now on all purchases. So check that out, SimWrapMarket.com.
There you go. Figure we get
And
our
that's about
sponsor
it.
squeeze in while we're here hanging out.
There you go.
Not much going on. I know you're getting ready to go back green, so we'll get you back on to your teammate. Good luck.
All right, thanks. Appreciate it.
Justin Wilkinson in the number 5. Pole sitter for tonight's race. Still there after the very short green flag takeoff. Quickly back under yellow. Field works their way into turn 3 and 4. We'll jump back up into the broadcast room before somebody jumps in here and starts yelling at me. See the two SimWrap team trucks looking identical, just with different colored numbers on the roof. Pace car is off. Wilkinson and Howell front row get us restarted here. As we mentioned in qualifying, Howell won the super late model race that leads up to this.
I got a jump start because he went 15 car lengths over.
Yeah, I got a black for jumping the start.
Gotta go in the guys who restart zone.
The restart zone isn't effective now.
What about him jumping the start?
So Wilkinson here, he got
I didn't know the restart thing was in effect now.
jumping the start. Peyton Howell went when Wilkinson went. He also got jumping the start. Not sure about Collins and Edwards. The top two currently have black flag. Race control have to decide what they're doing there. I think that'll come down to Chris Alkire's decision. We'll see what race control says. Currently Wilkinson out front, ahead of Peyton Howell. Let's go back a
So
little
what
bit
we're
further.
saying, jump the start and give me a lap number so I can review your rate.
Top two trucks, I believe, Wilkinson and
Whatever the
Howell.
restart was here. He basically just jumped before the leader left before he got to restart. That's all.
Yeah, we was like 8 car lengths before the restart zone.
Yeah, that's my fault. I had no idea we were doing the restart zone. I didn't know that was a thing.
It's listed on the rules that restart zone was in effect on track that had it.
Yeah, and he jumped completely.
There you go. So it sounds like that penalty is going to hold up for the 5.
All right, well, what do you guys want me to do? The black is already cleared, so I mean, whatever.
Now we're hearing the blacksman cleared. Interesting.
Chris,
No
just
idea.
give him an EOL after the next caution.
Ken Bolt.
So now the 5 and who knows who else is going to be serving an end of line on the next caution. James Collins sits currently 3rd. Mike Edwards 4th. Jay Winch battling with Roebuck for the 5th spot. And there's Bill Rivard in the 10. Here singled out. Jay Winch drives it in deep. Starts to get tight off the corner exit. Allows Roebuck back to his inside. Nice crossover from the 30. Rivard going to try to follow him down to the inside. Roebuck with the low line through 1 and 2. Jay Munch keeps it wound up on the top. Gets a good runoff. A little surprising. Did not think Nashville had that good of a high line, but there it is. Now Rivard trying to get to the inside of the 30 of Roebuck. Got there enough to scare the 30 up the track a little bit, but not enough to take position. Newcomer Jonah Long in the 8th spot. 77 machine. Now gets to the inside of Bill Rivard in the 10. Got the choker on the side of that truck. Rivard clears down in front of Jonah. Now Ethan Evers tries to get to the outside of the 10. Oh, we got a wreck in the background. Who that was?
I mean, you could have lived.
Driver's angry.
Yeah, I'll take the alone. I'm sorry about that again, guys. I didn't realize. I should have.
Try and get to the back of the pack, find who that was. I think I saw this truck go around, then he's got damage. That's the 55 of Margison.
I'm gonna stay high here.
He's going around. See if we can. Is it the 98? 47, 98, and 55 are all 3 wide here. 47 goes up the track into the 98. 98 then gets into the 55, and that sets off the wreck.
47 is coming around. It looks like he hits a bump in the track that shoots him up into the 98. The 98 corrects to 55. Because of it being a hard bump in the track and everybody was holding their line before that, I'm calling this one a racing incident. So it's not like he turned up into a drift. It's what it is. No penalty is going to be given on that.
Give the EOL to the bump on the racetrack.
The bump on the racetrack has to go to the end of the longest line.
I said no penalty.
Someone didn't take the joke.
Sorry if I left that off the end, but you're getting married.
Margison heads down pit road to get some repairs.
Lucky dog going high.
Oh no, Neo had
Be
a
destroyed.
computer crash. Move or be destroyed.
Yeah, I'm really mad about it too. I want to know why you pitted back there. Killing me.
Someone's mad about pitting. So Peyton Howell takes over the race lead as the 5 picks up the end of the line penalty. Collins now 2nd. Edwards 3rd. Roebuck blinking out a little bit. John Garrett 91. Cody Cleaver, Ethan Evers, Jonah Long. All in the top 10. Dylan Dreiling, Cameron Perez. Yeah, I see that, Cameron. Running in the 10th spot. I know you joined late. We got to get your decals on.
Hello.
Hello. Dalton Hayes, he was involved in that incident. Fortunately for him, they're saying the bump in the track caused him to move up the track and set off the wreck. He's not picking up the yellow. Kesha Neves 13th, Dominic Lee
Joel, did you speak?
14th, Dustin Franklin 15th, Jeremy Scherer 16th, J.R. Deal 17th, Adam Thompson 18th, Chris Alkire 19th, Clocker Newell in 20th, Tyler Lanin working his way up from the back 21st now, Corlavalo 22nd, laid back Daddy-O, Josiah Ball 23rd, I like saying his switch name, Scott Baker, the Chiefs in 24th, Bill Rivard 25th, Valiant Powell 26th, Rob Randolph 27th, Joe Johnson 28th, got the win last week, so he's not too worried about it, he's locked in. TJ Floyd 29th, Jake Lawrence in the 30th spot, see some right side damage to the 68. Tried to click on Brian Hicks, then he disappeared. Getting set for the restart, and the field doubles up. There's Brian Hicks. Brian Hicks in the 31st spot. Captain Sloan 32nd. Deep field. 42 truck shows him what's still running to.
54, you need to be in front of.
Bring it back to the front of the pack. Nashville Super Speedway, site of tonight's race, 130 lapper. We're just past 10% of the way through the race. Oh, you do have the decals on. I'm not going to refresh mid-race. We'll worry about it next week. And thank you. Lights out on our iRacing sedan, and we are about to go back green. Pace car's off, and here we go. Peyton Howell going to get us restarted. Have to use the restart zones, as we learned under the last caution. There is the restart zone, and the 52 gets restarted in that zone. Tough start for the 30, Blake Roebuck.
Gotta watch in front of you, man.
Roebuck fell back quick. Did not get going from that 4th position. Ethan Evers jumped to his outside. Now he is in the Hornet's nest. Trucks are stacked up behind him. So Howell gets out in front. Mike Edwards now 2nd. Collins 3rd. Long 4th, and Evers in 5th. Roebuck caught napping on that restart. He lost the truck there. Somebody disappeared. I believe that was Dominic Lee. Perez up to 7th. Started in the back of the pack. Perez looking for more. Inside of Blake Roebuck. Side by side they battle. Down the back stretch. Into turn number 3. The 92 truck inside the 30. He's sliding up the track a bit. They make contact.
Come on, dude.
Here, Roebuck unhappy with that. Roebuck falling back further now. Trying to recover from the poor start and the contact. And a rough restart. Roebuck all the way down to 10th. Restarted 4th. Peyton Howell out front. Edwards 2nd. Collins 3rd. Long. Evers now under attack from Perez. Perez coming through quick. Evers trying to do the crossover in the 26. Got the nose alongside. They go 3 wide as they pass. Looks like a lap machine there. 77. That's not a lap truck. That's Long. Long's been up into the outside wall, right side. Pushed in a little bit for that 77 truck. He falls back to 6.
The 43 all over the place, or is it just me?
So now Perez up to 4th.
Yep, I'm having issues again. I'm pulling over.
There's the 43.
Yeah, it
Chris
scared me, and I
Alkire.
think I got someone. I'm sorry, dude.
Having connection issues. Cleaver gets by Long. Cleaver up to the 6th spot.
You mean somebody put a 360 down the front stretch?
Perez in 92 trying to chase down Collins now. Perez has been one of the fastest trucks on the track.
GoFundMe page for you, Bandio, so we can get you some new equipment.
Oh, it's Bandio's equipment.
He's already got it on order.
Peyton Howell That's Mike Edwards closing in. A couple Toyotas leading this race. A couple Chevrolets following. Top 3. All in one camera shot there.
Wow, I completely missed that.
Drinking up there, bud?
Howell missed his turn. Edwards question if he's doing a little drinking up there.
Thank you, Clapper.
Uh-oh.
No problem, brother. I'm just chilling back here.
Roebuck falling back again in the 30. Yeah, let's see what happens.
Just afraid of checking up, it might have hurt worse.
Looks like he got up the hill. Did he get any help or did he just go up there on his own? Looks like kind of sails it off in there. His teammate 98's on his inside. Roebuck enters the turn high, stays up there. Trouble for the 30 of Roebuck. Just falls back constantly. Still dropping back. Maybe he didn't like being in the hornet's nest. So Roebuck all the way back behind Baker now. Roebuck in 26. See Lanin making his way forward. Lanin started towards the back of the field. He's up to 13th. Edwards still hounding Howell, but has not found a way by yet. And they have a little bit of a gap over Collins, Perez, and then Evers. Evers and Cleaver are together.
Go.
I don't know who that was. But that was pretty funny. Don't think I've ever heard that in Sidewinder. Someone just asking nicely, do you mind if I go around you? Sounded like it worked out too. Howell, Edwards, Collins, Perez, Evers, Cleaver. Then you have Dryling and Garrett side by side. It's a battle for 7th. Dryling down low, Garrett up high. Dalton Hayes in tow. Dryling gets a little tight and up the track, has to lift.
Thank you.
Dryling's going to slot in. Garrett will be 7th, Dryling 8th, Hayes in 9th, and Dominic Lee in 10th. Lee looks like he's going to try to take it 3 wide. Hayes cuts him off. Doesn't want that to happen. Lee settles back in. Work lap 28 of 130. Lee battling Dryling, couple of Fords. Battling for the 9th spot. Nothing's changed up front. Continue to watch Dryling and Lee do battle. Lee finally gets the position. Now Dryling trying to get back. Nothing doing there. I think he'll settle in and ride for a little bit. Tyler Lanin, 64, Coastal Carolina Tundra, making his way up to the top 10. He gets by Dryling, he'll be there. Charles alongside the 83. That'll do it. Lanin up into the top 10 from the back of the field. Lanin then heads to the bottom, make sure he cuts off the crossover. So your new top 10, Howell, Edwards, Collins, Perez, Evers. You have Cleaver, John Garrett, Dalton Hayes, Dominic Lee, Tyler Lanin. Dryling down to 11th, Castro Neves 12th, Dustin Franklin 13th, Bill Rivard 14th, Ryan Brennan 15th, and you have battle between Deal and Long. JR Deal, Long, and 21 of Clapper Newell. Jimmy Scherer gets a little out of shape on entry. A little too low, a little too shallow. It's going to give the bottom to the 5. Justin Wilkinson gets to the inside of Scherer. Now he sees 2 trucks side by side in front of him as he's trying to rebound from that end of line penalty. Oof, Scherer out of shape in the 15 on corner exit, able to keep it under control. a little wild. See Brian Hicks in the 3, making his way into this battle. This is what I would call quite the entertaining kerfuffle. So it's 7 trucks under a blanket here. Don't worry about those things that say pit on the left side. That's not happening. Just the timing and scoring get a little wonky. The 77 gets a little too high, gets tight off the throttle. It's going to give a break to the trucks he was racing. They get by him. Got a single file a little bit until Justin Wilkinson gets to the inside of the 21 of Clapper Newell. And J.R. Deal tries to go to the inside of Dustin Franklin. He gets a little tight, has to get out of the throttle. That was scary. Thought we were about to see our second yellow. We get it sorted. Still side by side, heading down into 1. Wilkinson gets clear of Clapper Newell. Deal and Franklin still battle side by side.
Let me lead me to the promised land.
21 saying to the 5. Ooh, we're getting a little tight. Clapper has to check up. 18 has to check up. It's getting real dicey.
No, you're good. I had to check up.
Deal gets by Franklin. The
running the GR here.
5 gets by Franklin as well. So Wilkinson
keep backing up pretty good.
moving up.
Yep.
The battle rages behind him.
Yeah.
Wilkinson up to 16th.
Yeah, I remember seeing it.
Brian Hicks gets by Franklin.
Had, the right stuff laid. I just didn't want to rear end you there. We're on different braking points.
Brian Hicks moving up as well. Hicks now to the 17th spot. 5, Justin Wilkinson inside the 9 of J.R. Deal. This would put him into the top 15 for restarting tail end of the field. That's no easy feat, seeing as we have 42 trucks. Very impressive. A lot of speed in that 5 as he tries to rebound from the penalty. Out front, still Howell Edwards. Edwards hasn't let him get away, but he also hasn't been able to get by. Howell and Edwards ride 1-2. New P3, Ethan Evers has worked his way into the top 3. And then you have Perez in the 92, another driver that started in the back, all the way up to the 4th spot. Strong run from Perez. James Collins started 5th, is 5th. A lot of comers and goers, but he stayed right into the 5th spot. John Garrett currently rides 6th. Got the dead Parrot Chevrolet.
Yeah, that was a little scary.
Apparently the leaders lapped a lap car that was kind of scary. Don't see any lap cars around them.
Alright.
What the hell was this?
Go through the field a little deeper. We've seen our top 5. There's John Garrett. Tyler Lanen trying to get the 6th spot from John Garrett. Garrett going to give him the bottom, let him have it. Just going to look at the crossover. I don't think he's giving it an earnest run. Just stuck his nose down there until the Lanen truck can get back by him. So Lanen up to 6th, Garrett now 7th, Dalton Hayes 8th, Dominic Lee 9th, Bill Rivard 10th, Cleaver 11th, Dylan Dreiling in 12th, Ryan Brennan, the Blockbuster Chevy, is 13th, Castro Neves and the 5 of Justin Wilkinson right there with him. Caution on the speedway.
Good run, Peyton.
Yeah, that's fine.
Let's see what this one might have been for. Oh, there it is. See if we can see who spun there. Very briefly in this shot. So briefly.
Was that for the favorite?
Nope.
No, it's been on the front stretch.
I can't tell who that is. It's so fast. The 98? Maybe the
Were
98.
people gonna run out of fuel there?
Is the 98.
No, I had plenty.
Looks like the 47 of Dustin Franklin, the
Rewind that.
98 of Bale and Powell. And they catch
How
the
about people
15
that
of Jeremy
didn't
Scherer.
get, like,
Scherer
lap
gets up by the
15?
wall. Powell has to make a maneuver to get away from Scherer and
Nah,
sends
we're
him
good.
across the nose of the
Yeah,
47
like
of
7 laps.
Franklin. So that unpacks all of that action. We'll see if our leaders come down. I would imagine they would. Here they come. Hal, Edwards, Evers. Whole field seems like. We'll let you know if anyone doesn't pit. So far, everybody hitting pit road.
Jeremy Ron, you want to hurry up?
The anger is real tonight.
Look at that coming around.
Let's watch our battle off pit road.
How much I gotta pay for some wave around? I'm gonna have to pay money for them.
That'd be awesome. Start paying for broadcasting that way. You can buy wave runs. Looks like Peyton Howell, Mike Edwards, Cameron Perez, Ethan Evers, James Collins, Sultan Hayes, John Garrett, Tyler Lane, and Dominic Lee, Bill Rivard, Justin Wilkinson. First 11 trucks off pit road. See the rest of the field filing off. Some of them vanishing. Gotta love having a full field. Weird things happen. Alright, let's go back to race leader, Peyton Howell. As we said, the whole field that was on the lead lap came down, so Peyton Howell is still your leader.
Okay, so upon
Lap down
review,
machines pitting there.
the 75, the 98, and the 47 were 3 wide on the front stretch. The 75 checked up, the 98
74.
reacted to that, and come down across the nose of the 47, spinning himself. Nobody else was collected. No penalty will be given.
Is it the 75
Can you
or
check
the
34
15?
driving through the grass? I don't know what he's doing, but
Yeah,
he's
15.
just driving through the grass and on the apron.
Is it 34, Castro Neves? Since he's driving through the grass. Maybe he's trying to do that tire cooling thing.
I just. Hi.
Alright, let's see if we can have a chat with Peyton, see if he's in Discord.
Did you take 2?
No,
Don't see Peyton.
I got 4.
Can't chat with Peyton. Go talk with Mikey. Michael DG, you got a copy?
Hi.
Hi. Well, I can't talk to Peyton. He's not in Discord, so I'm going to talk to you.
How's it going?
Looks like you're having a lot of
I
fun
thought you
chasing him
got
out there,
some
staying right on
movement
his
on
back
that Thursday,
tailgate, didn't let him
so
get
I
too
thought-
far
I was
away.
like,
What
hey,
was the
that's
strategy
what
that you had going there? Were you just trying to ride his tire tracks?
Man, I didn't really.
I think he was saving a little bit because he told me what his tires were. He was a little bit better, but you know me and tires. I don't know, just not trying to burn them up too much. It's one of my better tracks, I guess. So. As long as I don't get dumped at the finish, like
So what's the-
last season.
What's the key to Nashville? Is it just save the right front?
Kinda, yeah. It gets really tight, so you kind of gotta get your entry on point, or else your whole corner's gonna be messed up.
And the fuel window is about, what, 36 laps?
Don't be doing that unless you're
Roughly, with that caution, I had about 2.8 left there when that caution came out, so I'd say
So we
green
we
flag
can,
run,
we can
yeah.
use that apron.
Nice.
Just don't go through
Alright,
the
well, good luck to you, and we'll let you get back racing.
Right, not on purpose anyway.
Thank you.
That's a thing?
Let me just gain some spots here. I'm gonna go off-roading real quick.
Somebody was trying it.
Wow.
Did it work?
I don't know. That's why we're putting out the warning. Don't do it. My fear is that people are going to do that and then try to remerge, and we're going to have a big one.
I'm
I
not
like
trying
having
to
a
be
big
mean. I'm just curious.
Here we go. Back to green flag action here at lap 45 of 130. Had a nice green flag run there. I enjoyed that. Hopefully we can get to have some more. Peyton Howe quickly jumps out there. Perez all the way up to second now. Mike Edwards third. We'll see.
I mean, you were trying to go before we were rolling there.
Yeah, caution is back out.
Freaking green for 2 seconds before I hit you.
Yeah, and the car in front of me wasn't going yet, so I don't know what you want me to do.
Don't know who's in this one. Just hear a whole lot of upset drivers. I don't know what it is, but I kind of like this paint scheme. What do you think, chat? Pretty funny. We'll wait for race control to call out a number and then see if we can find anything. No idea what happened here.
Hey, lucky dog going off.
Karen says you have the fuck. We're still trying to figure out what happened in his red. And you has damage. I'm trying to see if he was maybe in it. I mean, green flag went caution really quick.
Yeah, that'll tend to happen.
Yeah, Brian's still on pile-up.
And yellow. So we have no idea what happened.
Very hot spot.
No idea what happened. Thanks, Iris. Well, we're about to get a replay from race control.
I just hear
While we're under yellow, let's show you guys a wonderful, wonderful commercial. Why not, right? Here we go. Thanks to our friends at
Most likely.
SimWrapMarket.
We don't know that's lucky dog time, but you say lucky dog time, by the way.
And you
Bro,
haven't
you
missed a
wouldn't happen
thing.
to be eligible for a lucky dog, would you?
Still under yellow. Nobody
You
near the
touch
front
my
has
ass
pitted.
one more time, buddy, and we're going to the bedroom.
Oh my.
What is that?
Isn't it past your bedtime?
Yeah, cover your ears and your eyes. You didn't see or hear anything.
Yeah, that's a bit risque. So the 52 and 92 will be side by side for the start.
Across the room?
Second position's been tough for the restarts tonight so far. We'll see if Perez can get it any better or if Edwards benefits and jumps back into second.
Yeah, also, just to clarify, the reason I was going to the grass, I was just practicing for non-field.
Still under pacing here. Let's see if we can find anybody in Discord to chit chat with as we get set. I think we're getting one to go here. We can go have a little quick chat with somebody. So jump in with Ethan. Ethan's boss man, what's up?
What's going on, man?
Not a whole lot. See, we're getting ready for the restart here. You Got
Sorry,
any
I'm
ideas for moving forward in that 26 truck, or are you happy where you're at right now?
I just been planning on saving tires throughout this run, and I started reeling them back in there. 92 got into me a little bit, so we lost a little bit of ground, and then the caution come out. But it was good because we was about ready to pit there. So hopefully we can do this again, but reel them in a little sooner.
10-4. Good luck to you, sir.
All right, man. Appreciate it.
Ethan Evers in the 26, teal and white truck on the high side there. First two drivers are in chat, and the third one we've already interviewed, so we're just kind of going through the field.
What is going on?
Apparently there's shenanigans further back in the field.
Yep. Sorry
Chris,
about
now
that.
you moved you
I didn't
down
listen to
to
you.
110.
Oh, hey.
I think that
There we go.
47 hit the bump in the road again.
Fixed. I was in there with
I
William.
think that 98's wrecking again.
To the 98's reckon again. Geico restart zone. 52 launches.
There's
Once
two
again.
47s, by the way, so get it right.
Sorry, bud. I ran this track about 50 laps now, and I've yet to figure out that bump that sent you up the track.
That sucks to suck, don't it?
Wow, spiciness.
Yeah, and everybody else runs low line stuff and figures it out.
Enjoy that 30th place, buddy.
It's probably time for a driver meet there.
It's all good. I couldn't see my braking points. I checked up a little bit sooner than I normally.
Drivers being very sassy on the radio. Tends to be the same couple every week. Howell out front, Perez second, Edwards third. Collins settles in the fourth. Tyler Lane now fifth. Dalton Hayes in sixth. 26 Ethan Evers dropping back, can't get to the bottom. Only gets it single file, maybe he can tuck in there, but Lee is now seventh. Wilkinson rebounding from that penalty up to eighth. Evers drops to ninth. John Garrett is 10th. Bill Rivard 11th. Castro Neves 12th. Dylan Dreiling 13th. Jay Munch 14th. We'll stay and watch this battle between Garrett and Rivard. Back into the top 10. Now Rivard falls back. And John Garrett goes to the inside of the 26. You know, the 26 heard him say he's conserving tire. Maybe these guys passing him or not on the same strategy. Castro Neves looks to the outside of Rivard. Dreiling had thoughts of making it 3 wide there. Thank goodness he didn't, because Rivard came on down the track. Now they single out. Battle up ahead.
Quick run up for me, Zach.
Dominic Lee and Dalton Hayes.
I will do what I please.
Top 5 single file battle for 6th. Hayes in the 47. Dominic Lee shows 98 on your screen. 96 in the scoreboard. I already have a 98, and that's his truck, so scoring shows him as a 96. Don't ask why his number's green, I don't know. I've been wondering the same thing. Lee gets clear, now here comes the 5 of Justin Wilkinson. Our pole sitter for tonight. Black flag for jumping a restart after our first caution of the race. Trying to make his way back to the front. Wilkinson slots down in 7th. Perez has jumped out in front of the 52 of Howe. Perez all the way from the back, now leading this race. Howe catches the apron a little bit there. That shoots his truck up the track. Gonna have to lift as he comes off the corner. Tyler Lanen drawing a bead on the 28 of Collins. He's gonna look to his inside, heading down into 3. See if Collins lets him have it so he doesn't have to stay on the high side. He does. Collins will tuck in behind. So Lanen up to the 4th spot. Perez, Howell, Edwards, Lanen, Collins, your top 5. Dominic Lee, the bright yellow truck, in 6th. He's in a SimWrapMarket sandwich.
I don't think he touched me.
Where the van was.
Dalton Hayes 8th. John Garrett 9th.
Car high?
Hard 10th. Evers in 11th. Kesha Neves 12th. J Munch 13th, and the caution waves once again.
My camera didn't change. Somebody give me a number.
33 bounced off the wall and wrecked me.
33. Oh,
Sorry, Mark. I just couldn't let you have
it's like
that.
the 71 and the 33 were in that one.
It's all good, man. Maybe I'll get one of these days.
Don't think we're gonna have a view of this one either. Oh, there it is. Right
I'm
as it's
sorry, Joe.
happening.
I only said car high when you were, when we were at the wall.
I'm sorry. I checked up there coming out. I was just seeing the crash, and my bad.
We get to see the start of it. Definitely what they called out there on the radio. 33 gets up into the outside wall, smashes my face into the wall. Right there, coming off of turn number 4, gets down into 49 of Floyd, collects the 21 and 71 as well. And the next thing you know, we see the 71 in the grass driving away. Downside of our current setup, we get something happening in the back. We don't get to see much, but here comes
Okay, so
first place.
the 33
Howland
bounced
Edwards
off
stay
the
out.
wall and collected one vehicle. The 33 will have the EOL.
Perez missed his box a little bit there, had to back up. Boulevard, Ethan Evers, J Munch. Looks like Hal took fuel only. Not Hal. 92 of Perez.
Lucky dog high, get lower, get run over.
Perez 6-second stop, so fuel only it seems. 92 is down and away. Ethan Evers down and away. Fuel only for that truck. Boulevard. Most of these guys not stopping for tires here. Looks like J Munch taking damage repair. Deal with an 18-second stop. I think he may have gotten tires. Either tires or he smacked the wall. It took a little bit of repair. 18 be a little long for a 4-tire stop. I think that'd be more around 14 seconds. So I think JR may have taken damage repair. Fuel for the 16, 4.
Take him again, baby. Take him again.
So Perez with the fuel goes all the way back to 18th. Top 17 stay out. I believe the 77's coming to pit road. So that'll move Perez up to 17th as Long comes to pit road. So now those trucks that we're running up front, they're going to be starting deep in the field. Past 15th. Howell stays out. Edwards 2nd. Lanen now 3rd. Collins 4th. Lee 5th. Wilkinson 6th. Hayes 7th. Garrett 8th. Kesha Neves 9th. Scherer in 10th. These drivers pitted about 20 laps ago. They decided this was too soon to come back now. Definitely all about strategy. If it goes green, that's going to be a good strategy. As long as it goes green. Jump back up front. Lights are still on pace car. Let's find somebody to chat to. Let's go talk to Cameron as he just pitted. Cameron, DG, you got a copy?
Hey, what's up?
Not a whole lot. We were just watching you pit there. You said it's all about strategy and chat, so I figured I'd pull you over and have a little chat since you were hanging out. Because we're getting ready to go back racing here. You just hoping it stays clean and green and try to work the strategy now that you got a little less fuel to have to take when you pit again?
Yeah, that's the whole plan. It goes green, and once I pit again under green, I should had the fresher tires for the end on the short run.
And forward, you came all the way from the back to the race lead. Has that a lot of fun working your way through the field?
Yeah, it was. It got me a feel of how every driver races, and I did get into some people, just minor contact, but just trying to get used to racing around some of these people.
77.
Yeah, I
it
gotta
should be
report
good
you hit
till
my
the end.
truck.
Yeah, yeah.
Alright, Bo, we're getting ready to go back green. Good luck to you.
All right, thank you.
That is the 92. 92 of Perez, Cameron Perez. Field working their way out of 3 and 4. Getting set for the restart. Approaching halfway here. Pace car is off. Gotta wait for the Geico restart zone. Now they can go. Edwards gets a better start this time. Sees could slot down in second and is going to. So Howell, Edwards, Lane, and Collins. Now you got Lee in the 98 trying to go all the way up to the 4th spot. Wilkinson trying to hang on his outside.
That's twice now, 92. That's it, bud.
There was a massive checkup.
Apparently that 92 is, once again, angered somebody. Collins with the crossover. That's not Collins. It's the other SimWrap truck. That is Justin Wilkinson. Goes on the high side. Lee gets out in front of him. Then Wilkinson with the crossover gets to the bottom. Lee's going to try to do the same, but the 5 of Wilkinson parks it on the bottom. Nowhere for the 98 to cross over to. Wilkinson gets the spot. Now Hayes looks to the inside of Lee. John Garrett in tow there. Oh, Lee comes down into Hayes.
That's called not clear, Dom.
You hear him unhappy on the radio. Fortunate that the contact wasn't any worse than that.
Don't surprise me a bit.
Dalton, I haven't said anything all race, but you're the one that stood there and just destroyed the 98 early on.
You literally just ran into me.
Oh, here we go. We got beef.
That's 12.
96 and 47. I imagine the driver mute is not too far away for those two. Braden, welcome. Thank you for the follow. Appreciate that. Hope you're enjoying the race. We just passed halfway here. 130 lap event in the SimWrapMarket.com Truck Series. Part of the Sidewinder Racing Leagues.
Hey, am I the only one on 67 lap old tires?
Oh my gosh, probably. Top 3 have kind of broken away. 3 Toyotas at the front of the field. Peyton Howell, Mike Edwards, Tyler Lanen. Then comes the 5. Justin Wilkinson, our pole sitter, working his way back up from a black flag early in the race. Dominic Lee is 5th, beefing with the 6th place Dalton Hayes. Something tells me if Hayes can catch him, it could be a little dramatic. John Garrett in 7th. James Collins in 8th. Perez 9th. Scherer in 10th. Perez all over the back with 28 of Collins. He's going to be trying to move up to the 8th spot here in very short order. Collins is going to let him go. Perez back up to 8th after pitting there. Already up, 10 spots. Very impressive. Battle's getting tight for second as Landon's reeled in the 14. That's that Bill Rivard trying to make a move on Jeremy Scherer. This would be for the 11th spot. Just outside the top 10. Castro Neves there in the 34. 30 of Blake Roebuck. I believe that's the 62 of Adam Thompson. Justin Franklin. Now Castro Neves looks to the inside of Scherer as Rivard's gotten clear. Rivard's going to set off after the 18, last week's winner, Joe Johnson. Got 3 wide action as Roebuck momentarily went to the middle of Castro Neves and Scherer. Castro Neves drifting up the track. And behind him stacking up a little bit. Franklin had thoughts of making it 3 wide. Thought better of it. Probably wise. Looks like Roebuck's going to clear coming off turn 4. So now it's Castro Neves, Roebuck, Scherer, and Franklin, 12th through 15th. Up ahead, Bill Rivard's gotten by Joe Johnson. Johnson drops out of the top 10. Rivard takes the last spot in the top 10. Johnson's driven away from Collins a little bit. Perez trying to catch John Garrett. Garrett follows his teammate. A couple of Fort Worth Screen Esports trucks. Dalton Hayes and John Garrett, 6th and 7th. Hayes falling back a bit from Lee. Wilkinson rides in the 4th spot. He's putting in laps quicker than the top 3. Wilkinson's last lap was a 31:29. Everyone ahead of him was in the 30s. So fastest truck on the track right now, Justin Wilkinson. This lap as well, still faster than our leaders. 5 truck putting down the laps, trying to catch in these top 3. Got 55 laps to get back up there. Hal, Edwards, Lanen, and then there's Wilkinson. Let's go on board with Lanen. Check out the gap. The gap is broken. We'll have to get Clint to fix our gap. That's not what we want. Let Clint know we have a little glitch there. Normally it tells you the distance between the truck you're on and the truck behind you. We just have to do it the old-fashioned way. Go on board and look back. Looking back from Lanen at the 5 of Justin Wilkinson, roll him in. Go on board the 96. We always see a battle between teammates. John Garrett's gotten by Dalton Hayes. Here comes the 92 sliding up the track. Looks like he makes contact with the 47. 92 has done that a lot tonight. That's the 3rd different truck that we know of that the 92 has slid up into and pushed him wide. John Garrett looking to the inside of Dominic Lee. We get kicked off the truck as he blinks out a little bit. Wish we could rotate our cameras live in the PTZ style. That'd be cool. You see Garrett's gotten by Lee. Now here comes Perez. See if they make contact. Perez sends him high. Doesn't get to the bottom.
Mark, be free.
No, somebody had to fit. I'm already not the first car lap now.
Perez taking no prisoners on his way through the field. Closing on the back of John T. Garrett. See how his speed compares to our 5 truck. They're both running 31.8s. That lap 31.7 for Perez. So 92. 92 is really putting the laps in. And the front 3 were 31.6s. But in the meantime, Perez is passing people. That'll move Perez up into the top 5. This lap of 32.1 as he was passing the 91 of Garrett. Wilkinson's lap times have fallen off, by the way. He was the quickest truck on track. Now we're turning 31.8s up at the front, 31.9 for Wilkinson. We'll see what Perez is able to do now that he's clear. Here's Howell and Edwards. So 31.8 for both of these drivers last lap. Check the speeds this time now that Perez has gotten clear. 31.8, 31.9, 31.9 for Howell, 31.9 for Edwards, 31.9 for Lehman, 31.8 for Justin Wilkinson, and 31.9 for Perez. Perez a little slower that lap. So the quickest one of the top 5 that lap was Justin Wilkinson again. He's trying to get by the 33. 33, a lap truck. Load Wilkinson down this lap. Fastest truck this time was our leader. Peyton Howell starting to put a little bit of a gap over Mike Edwards. We work with now 47 to go in this race. Let's go back a little further. John Garrett, Bill Rivard, Dominic Lee, Blake Roebuck, here's Ethan Evers. Evers gets up into the top 10. Gets by Dalton Hayes there. He's down to 11th. So we're starting to see some guys that maybe saved earlier coming to the front with Blake Roebuck and Ethan Evers. They probably want this lane to go green. Howell, Edwards, and Lane in this top 3 has left the rest of the field. Wilkinson nearly 2 seconds back, trying to reel him in. And from Wilkinson, it's another 2 seconds back to Perez. Let's look for some battles out on track. Got Wheeler and Lawrence doing battle. Wheeler got some rear end damage. Oh, he collects the back of the 4. Cody Cleaver. Cleaver saves it. Great save from Cleaver. Wheeler. As soon as we checked in on this battle, gets him to the back of Cleaver. It's the 42 of Mike Wheeler. We have to differentiate. We have 2 Wheelers, Matt and Mike. Don't believe they're both here tonight, but just to be on the safe side. See Castro Neves at 34. He's falling the 17th. He was running up in the top 10 early on. Castro Neves peels off the track. Could we be seeing a pit stop from the 34? Down on the pit access road. Here he comes. 34 to pit road. Did not expect pit stops to start this early. But here we are. It's been 45 laps for some of these guys. 44 for our top 4 drivers was their last pit. Gotta be getting towards the end of their fuel run. So we'll keep an eye towards the front of the field, see if they start peeling off. Now a lot of that was under yellow, so it's stretching the fuel tank out a little bit. Here, pit in call. Top 2 peel off. Peyton Howell gets wide. Mike Edwards not going to make it. 14 truck bails on his pit entry. He's going to have to lose a lot of time here, but better than getting a pit road penalty. Peyton Howell made it in the 52.
Sorry, Mark.
Edwards,
Pitting in. 64 is pitting in.
Edwards falling back. See him shaking the truck, trying to make sure fuel gets in the pickup. At 92, pitted last caution, so you know he's going to stay out. Edwards, second time around, going to make it. You know he's disappointed and mad at himself, seeing him shaking the truck, trying to keep fuel in it and not run out.
74, have you put lap?
That gives race lead
Hey, y'all
to the
got any more of
92.
these cautions? These 90 lap tires suck.
90 lap tires. Oh my gosh.
Why are you on 90 lap tires?
Looks like the next one is to pit should be Roebuck and Franklin. Roebuck.
Because it's lap 90?
42 laps on his set. And here comes Franklin. He had 48. Franklin getting out there wide. He keeps it from going around the cone, though. Probably take that over what happened to Edwards. That works, Mr. Franklin. That works. Sloppy, but it works. Perez, race leader. Bill Rivard now second in the 10. Ethan Evers has moved up to third with Roebuck behind him in fourth. J.R. Deal is fifth. Of all the trucks that have stayed out, Margison's been 46 laps since he pit, so he'll probably be coming to pit road soon.
Michael.
Dalton Hayes gives a shot to the back of the 14. Those two are team trucks. Margison in the 10th position. There is the yellow. That is going to shake up the field drastically.
Wow, come on now.
Don't see what it was for.
That works out. Thanks, guys.
Don't see what it was for yet. I'm looking all over the place.
Give me a number. I don't know who spun or called for caution.
Race control didn't see it either.
21.
Clapper. Clapper was the reason.
I need a EOL. I'm out of gas because someone hit me in the back when I was trying to pit when I told them in turn 2. I need a EOL. Need a EOL.
Gotcha covered, Jeremy.
Wasn't this lap?
Close up, close up, close up, close up.
Well, we heard the reason. 21 was trying to pit and got run
Why are
over.
we so far back here?
See him out of gas
Okay,
rolling
so
on
upon
the
review,
inside there.
21 ran out of gas. Let's put out the caution. No penalty given.
Could you review that? Someone hit me in the back and I almost spun out.
10-4.
Did you call out pitting? Because I didn't see it or hear it. Yeah, I did on text chat. I said pitting this time, and they just ran me over. Can I get a black clear?
So you have voice chat and you use text chat. That makes no sense. Well, he managed to stop in his box. Got his quick repair. 92 was leading and had not bit yet.
So yeah, upon further review, I see where the 39 got into the back of you, and then you just disappeared from screen, so I've got nothing that happened after that.
There you go. Race control has the same issue we do. Trucks like to disappear.
Yeah, I don't want to be mean or nothing, but I told everyone in turn 2 on text chat so I couldn't key up, and they just ran.
Yeah, I actually don't care either way, but you clearly have a mic. Why wouldn't you just say something? Like, I mean, I'm not trying to focus on text and chat. I'm driving. I mean, I didn't mean to run over you, but I didn't know you were slowing down like that, and then I couldn't just ram the guy that was like right beside me. So, yeah, I'm sorry. I didn't try to do it on purpose. But yeah, I mean, give me an EOL. It doesn't matter.
There you go.
Well, no, 39, there was no wreck, so there'll be no EOL on it. I think he was just asking for a review on that one.
Yeah, like I just didn't know. Like I said, I don't pay that much attention to text to chat. I mean, I would just use the mic and let someone know. But I mean, either way, I did run into the back end, so it's my fault.
See, this makes sense using a mic.
Also, after I would recommend that you pay attention to the text chat because we do have a deaf person that races here.
Oh, yeah, well, I didn't know that. That's definitely my bad, then.
While I'm falling to the back, I was in pit road under yellow and came out behind the leader somehow.
Wow,
what?
look at those hotkeys. I wonder why they put that in the game.
I think Flapper's fitting, guys.
Oh my. So Perez out front had not pitted. Strategy puts him out front. Peyton Howell, where is he falling? Mike Edwards is 15th now. Peyton Howell 28th. That's showing him 17th now. Scoring was being weird. Peyton Howell 17th was leading most of the race. Hydration coming in. This is a great point, Scott. Great point. Neo doesn't tell anybody when he's pitting anyway. Or when he's gonna wreck and take out everyone and go backwards. A lot of things Neo does. Fortunately, he hasn't done that in a few seasons.
Can we pass before the start?
Learned from his behavior.
On the top.
So your front row is going to be Perez and Rivard. Row 2, Roebuck and Evers. Row 3, Deal and Brennan. Row 4, Hayes and Lawrence. Row 5, Cleaver and Wheeler.
Here, Peyton.
Nice to see y'all here.
So now Peyton and Wilkinson 17th and 18th, two of the fastest trucks of the night. Derek Watkins going to be 13th. You heard him finally take his first set of tires. That's impressive.
I'm following you.
And here we go. 92 Perez gets us going. Rivard, not a great start.
That's the only reason I went up. Then give up the position.
I honestly don't understand these restarts.
Yeah, no, they checked and I could not.
Caution's out.
I couldn't go.
Probably so maybe back up long enough.
Trying to find out why.
No, it wasn't your fault. It was the guy who asked back. I don't know who it was, but they were going entirely too fast.
Oh no, they see green flag and they think go, go, go. And watch people in front of them.
A lot of people do that.
It's been a thing for a while. People don't know to wait till the person in front of them goes. They just think they have to go down, regardless of who's in front of them.
Well, no, sir.
Well, if people, I know some of y'all want to make it pro, y'all got to be watching for that and not the green.
77? Yep.
I don't think anybody in Sidewinder is trying to think about pro.
Pro? I just got out of rookie.
This is my life, so I need y'all to calm down.
Ethan Evers back to pit road in 26. I think 26 might be throwing a fuel shot.
Family, man. I think the 64 should give up spots there.
Lucky dog high, lucky dog high, lucky dog high.
I presume this would be a fuel stop.
If you're hitting a rack, it's a lot. Yeah, but you still passed 3 cars while everybody was still checked up. So, just that. If there's a wreck in front of you, you can go stay outside to avoid it.
Okay, so there's a whole lot going on here. On the restart, the 07 gets into the back of the 05. There's no wreck there. They take off. The 5 is on the bottom of the track, starts to drift up. Looks like he's going to hit the 14 and then has a miraculous net code jump where his truck comes off the ground, lands, and then makes contact with the 14, driving the 14 into the 94, causing the spin.
My goodness.
I can't tell if there was going to be contact either way there before the net code, but it looked like he would have ran over the 14, so the 5 will have a drive-through off of that one as his second offense.
Just some
Are you saying Tito kick-flipped another truck? Hey, don't you put that on me.
He said the 05.
Is there an 05?
The what?
Yeah, I don't know how y'all are kick flipping these trucks in corners, but that's like really impressive.
They were doing goofiness. It's in the rule. If they're wrecking or contacting or whatever to avoid a wreck. Hey.
I got a black flag or something. I don't know why.
There's the netcode.
You gave that to the fall, not their fault.
There is no 05.
Okay, the black flag was for the contact with the 14 that caused the spin on the front stretch.
Let's get a fire chase. Look at this. We finally found it.
When I got booted out of the way, like I was kind of out of control.
Netcode. Big netcode.
It
Big
should have an
netcode.
EOL, not a black flag. I don't get it.
Well, you had an EOL for jumping the restart on lap 6.
That is netcode.
Ah. So I got ass tacked on the start, now I get a black flag.
I'll mark it down for review after the race.
The thing I can suggest is if you want something reviewed, bring it up after the race, okay? Argument with race control right now is not going to change anything, and we can have the review team take a look at it afterwards.
Well, a rear review after the race isn't going to change anything either, though, right?
Depends. I mean, if it was at fault for someone else, then penalties can be assessed, or, you know, I don't know. I mean, unfortunately, we can't. Arguing it with our RC is not going to change anything. You can ask to have it re-reviewed. They can look at it. After that, it's supposed to be done.
I get what you're saying there, Justin.
Pace car is off. Drivers are unhappy. Here we go. 30 to go. Perez out front. Bill Rivard alongside in the Geico restart zone. Perez takes off. Rivard does not get a good jump. Roebuck gonna take second. Top line did not get going.
I guess I'm fitting it.
Rivard third. JR Deal has Brennan and Lawrence behind him. Dylan Dreiling, 69 of Joel Munchel.
I'm fitting it.
3 wide here. Jay Lynch keeps wanting to go to that middle. I think we'd be better off just to push Dreiling a little bit. Brennan gets clear of Lawrence. Brennan now solo in 5th as I hear a spin in the background. Who is that? TJ Floyd maybe? Or the 42 of Wheeler?
Bad 47. You completely missed the bottom, huh?
62 of, is that Thompson? Going flipping there.
Appreciate it, Remy.
Back of the field.
I tried
avoiding that.
left up for that, but I got rear-ended.
Got rear-ended, okay.
Lucky Doctor on iRacing, right? I got hit like when the I don't know. Never mind.
If you get hit, then you're in the accident. Why is this a hard concept? Don't get it.
It might be on me, Chris. I'm not sure.
Let's watch this again.
Tyler, I'm gonna be mad that you're in front of your driver for the inside, but it's all good.
Yeah, it looked like he
Yeah, no, you were definitely ahead.
slid up the track there.
I mean, I saw your rear quarter panel in my rear view mirror, but you know, it worked out.
Yeah, he's
You know, I saw the head of your driver.
definitely comes up the track. Then the 42 would vanish, and the 62 somehow flips. Let's try to see if we can see anything on the 62. Where be our 62? There's Adam. Oh, he gets loose on his own, then clipped by the 15.
I'm honestly looking for what happened where you said it was on you, but I have lost everything from the entrance to 3 to the tri-oval on this lap. Like,
Tell race control to watch. Tell race control to watch my replay.
The wreck was on entry 1 and 2. I'm not sure if I got hit in the rear before I made contact or.
He definitely did not get hit in the rear before the contact.
Nah, you overdrove a corner. I was 4 car behind you on entry. Now there's a car behind you.
Well, I'm talking to Chris and not Peyton, but whenever I'm talking to Peyton, I will say Peyton.
And there goes the sass again. Just can't help himself.
Oh yeah, I got what's talking about. Yeah, you grip the opening, it causing a spin. So
So nervous right now? That's why you're wasting the lightning? We'll watch Peyton Howell be nowhere near Dalton Hayes.
I'll make that stuff, guys. I'm gonna shoot that.
Right on up the track into the 42. Second time he's done that tonight.
Okay, good job.
First one he did it was 3
Yeah,
wide.
I
It went
mean,
bad.
I'd just try and come and cut in front of me too, like a dummy.
You got it, yeah, well.
We got some children in here tonight.
That would.
I'm putting an end to this now. Knock it off, all of you, now.
Long overdue in my opinion. But I'm just a rockcaster, what do I know? Perez out front, avoiding all of this drama. High fly 92 Chevy Silverado. We got Blake Roebuck now second. Bill Rivard going to try to repay the favor and get second away on the restart. JR Deal 4th spot. Brennan 5th. Lawrence is 6th.
Go here.
Dryling is 7th. J Munch 8th. Cleaver in 9th. Lane in 10th. Derek Watkins up to 11th. Afton Sloan is 12th. Peyton Howell 13th. Got some front end damage on the 52. John Garrett now 14th. Rob Randolph 15th. Got damage there. Mike Edwards 16th. Jonah Long now 17th. Dudes Castronevez 18th. Joe Johnson, last week's winner, in 19th. Ethan Evers in 20th. Dustin Franklin 21st. Jeremy Scherer 22nd. TJ Floyd 23rd. See the 47 Dalton Hayes. He got the EOL. He is drifting back. Field makes their way by him.
Count.
Are they not too sensitive?
Don't, I'm gonna warn you right now. This thing's probably gonna blow up in front of you. So just so you know.
Hey, where you at on track?
Everyone but Bill.
Everyone but Bill. What?
Big true.
Bill, you may need to push me later.
I'll repay the favor, don't worry.
Either I was spaced or the 4 disappeared and just reappeared.
Nah, the 4 just disappeared. I seen that as well.
So the 4 white and orange truck is blinking. Let's add one more degree of difficulty to this race. Why not? 24 to go from Nashville Super Speedway. SimWrapMarket.com. Truck Series, part of the Sidewinder Racing League. Perez gets us restarted. Gets a clear break from Blake Roebuck. Roebuck jumps in behind, and Bill Rivard side by side with JR Deal, 3rd and 4th. Oh, they're around. That looked like the 41 of Watkins. 52 of Howell's involved heavily. But we saw the 41 first one go around. Why I changed the Bill Rivard there. It's definitely on the 41.
Someone push me, please.
It jumped to a whole different driver while we were trying to watch
Literally
them.
can't do anything whenever you go and stop Indio.
Peyton Howell is down on the inside of Watkins. Didn't look like Derek knew he was there. And Watkins gets eaten by the wall. One more time, look at that one.
You back there?
From the 52 of Howell.
Never mind.
Let's jump on far chase.
There goes my...
Howell gets the nose there. And just not enough room as they get down to the corner.
Control tires get stuck in the wall.
And then Derek gets eaten by the wall. And more wreck was happening up ahead of that. Let's see what happens to Hal in the 52.
No,
Scherer
hey,
gets a piece
can
in
you
the
tell me how bad
15.
my rear is?
Yeah, come up here. You've outgot me there.
Let's watch it one more time from the start.
There's nothing there. It's pushed up a tiny bit.
Hal gets inside of the 41. 41, I guess, didn't like it. Came down a little bit. 52 was there, nowhere to go. 15 of Scherer gets in there. I think that was Castro Neves getting a piece of it in the 34.
Lucky dog high, lucky dog high.
If you make enough starts, Cameron, yes. You have to make, I think, 7 of the 10 regular season races. If you make 7 of the 10 with a win, you would, yes. Your engine blew in that one, dude? I thought that was you in the 34 getting a piece of that. Peyton Howell has a brand new truck now.
On review, the 52 and the 41 are running on the bottom side of the track. The 51 drifts down and across. Excuse me, the 41 drifts down and across the nose of the 52, spinning, bringing out the caution.
You're funny.
Derek Watkins disagrees with that call.
Review, sir, but no penalty given.
I was there.
He was there, smiley face, laughing my ass off.
Oh my lord.
Should I be able to get black flag cleared? Because I have no idea where the 96 car was.
Smiley face, laughing my ass off.
So why has no one muted him? Just why?
Oh no, I'm gonna need something a lot stronger than Bush Light after his first 2 weeks.
50P will help.
Let's go get a chat with Cameron once again. Why not, right? I know he's in chat, so he knows I'm coming. Cameron DG, I'm back.
Hey, what's up?
Well, you're sitting pretty and feeling confident. How are you feeling about all these restarts?
Nervous. I have a really good short run car. I haven't even used these tires I have on my car right now with all the cautions. So if there's like 1 or 2 more cautions, I think we've got a win locked in here.
You good on fuel to the end?
Oh yeah, even if we go green, I'm good.
10-4. Alright, bud. Good luck to you.
Alright, thank you.
It's Cameron Perez leading the race. Says he's good on fuel. We're getting set for the restart lights out on our pace car. Coming to 18 to go when we get the restart.
I'll touch him in a minute, but I'll do that.
Oh, I want to get waved around the pace car.
Me too, I done offered money for a wave.
I'd offer money for a faster pair. Peyton, if you're talking to me, you need to shut your mouth, motherfucker.
Wow.
Tip or jet.
Wow. Beef. Major beef.
I've had about enough of the 12-year-old too.
Oh, of course, Dalton had to put his 2 cents in. Pace car is off.
Yep, I needed a black clear.
We are back underway, 18 to go.
Yeah, bud.
Battle on between Roebuck and Rivard. Roebuck able to hang on to second. Roebuck, Rivard, and Deal. Deal hanging up there in the 4th spot. Behind them, you have Tyler Lehman trying to make his way back up towards the front. Had a strong truck all night, caught off guard by that yellow flag during the pit cycle. He's up to 7th. Saw Peyton Howell led most of the race involved in that last accident. He had to go to the back and get a fast repair. Jake Lawrence 5th, Tyler Lane at 6th, battling alongside Ryan Brennan. I hear trucks crashing. There is the caution. I heard trucks crashing.
Let's go! He's gone!
No idea what's happening back here.
Rip Bozo, smiley face.
Come on, Dalton, knock it off on the radio, dude.
Thanks for taking me with you, bud. Appreciate that.
Is 33 the one that's deaf? Just asking, I forget.
Yeah.
Wow. Peyton Howell drives right into the
That
back
might
of
be
the
why.
62, wrecks him.
Thank you.
That was excessive. Let's go on board with the 52, see what he was maybe thinking here.
I'm blown up.
Okay, so upon review, 52 ran up to the back of the 26, rose in the car, brought him down across the 49, collected multiple cars, and 52 will receive the EOL.
Except he bailed.
He left the session, bud.
10-4.
Peyton Howell
Rip Bozo.
taking out
Just in when she looking. He's already gone.
a couple of trucks and bailed. Like we're just watching Barney hold a yellow flag. Let's look back on the back of the field. The rest of the field from the leader. There we go. That's what I was trying to say. The view Perez has in his mirror, looking back at Blake Roebuck, Bill Rivard, J.R. Deal, and Jake Lawrence, your top 5. 15 laps remain from Nashville.
So, due to recent events, I was told to give everybody the warning about voice abuse. To tone it down, or I will have to mute the entire lobby.
The entire lobby, wow. It's really just been one person.
Should be fine. I think the main instigator's left.
I wouldn't go that far. You're just landing. From Brennan, see J Munch. J Munch looks back to Edwards. Edwards has Cleaver behind him. I like cycling through these camps. 14 to go. Light still on the pace car. Let's get a quick commercial break in. We'll be right back for the conclusion of our race. And we're back. Didn't miss a thing. Lights are on our pace car. We're following up double file. Heading into turn 1. About to go for a 12-lap shootout, hopefully. Yeah, I don't get any credit on making the ad. They make their ads. And they say, hey, play this. I say, okay. All I have to do is blend it in the stream nicely.
Where you going?
Perez has chosen the bottom as the leader has all night long.
Just gonna warn you, Mark, the oil light is flashing, so I would avoid me at all possible cost.
Man, I don't care. My race is over turn 1, lap 1. I'm just riding. Sunday drive.
It's Mark Kincaid out there having a cruise. The 54 truck having a rough start to season 7 of Sidewinder as a whole, like across all the series. Tough start for him. This is season 6 of the SimWrapMarket.com truck series. We've got
May
a
have
good
to
one
ask for that
shaking
push
down
later,
here.
Bill.
Pace car is off. Perez has to wait for the Geico restart zone. You'll see the letters on the right side in blue. There they are. And he takes off about the second Geico. Roebuck does not get a good launch.
So
Bill
sorry.
Rivard
I was on this front back
keeps him
over
up
here.
the track a little bit. They
Sorry,
make contact
Cody.
coming up the
You wanna
corner.
hit it,
Rivard then lifts, but the Roebuck loses it and gets up into the outside wall.
You're good, Mikey.
J-Munch, red 69, he kept the pedal down. Now
Sorry,
Lanin.
Jamie, I almost got killed on
We're
that
3
restart.
wide with Roebuck and Rivard. JR Deal, they're 3 wide behind. 2 rows of 3 wide coming off turn 4 at Nashville. That's pretty scary. It gets tight, but they make it work. Man, oh man, that was impressive. Now the 5, Wilkinson's making his way back up into the battle as Roebuck gets sideways. Is he going to save it? He does. Behind him, though, the scramble is on, and there comes the wreck. It took a while to unfold, but it did happen. We're trying to jump back and catch the people involved, but it's so many trucks coming through. Collins makes it through
I
untouched.
could have died there on that one. On restart.
Let's go back and watch Roebuck, because that's where it all unfolded.
Sorry about that, Mark. I was trying to, I didn't know where they were going, so I was checking up.
Oh, you're all good, man.
This takes a while to happen. Let's go far chase. Looks like Rivard, right as we changed, gets into him a little bit. Going down into the corner.
Checking up on it.
Right there. Maybe a netcode contact. It's ever so slight contact. Edwards, Deal, J-Munch all make contact. Edwards gets through it pretty unscathed. Clapper gets in there. Oh man, who was that? Just plowed JR Deal. Then our camera goes dark. JR Deal's around. I believe that's Scherer down there in the grass smoking. It's always funny when Jeremy Scherer has a smoking truck. If you know Scherer, you know why that's hilarious.
That didn't work.
So Roebuck falls to 23rd. Roebuck to pit
On
road.
review, it looks like the 30 drifts up into the 69. The 69 hits the wall. The 30 bounces off of the 69, comes down into the 9, causing the wreck. The 30 will have the
Look at dog, look at dog, look at dog.
30's in the back anyway.
I'd like to protest that. I got wrecked there and I was saving it the whole time.
Yeah, race control didn't mention the 10 getting into the 30.
I will look at it again, Blake.
Probably need a direct contact with race
Blake,
control.
You're
while
talking
we do
about
these.
me, man. I did not get a car contact there.
I understand you didn't actually wreck me, but there was netcode and I got wrecked from it and I was trying to save it the whole time. Wasn't saying anything about you, it's just that I got wrecked and I
Man,
saved it.
drivers are
That's why the wreck
feisty
happened.
tonight.
I'm cool now. I'm just letting you know there was no ill intent there.
Tensions are high. Nice, J-Munch. Let's all open up our books to page 69. 69, ha 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 ha. There, I said it for you. Yeah, you were doing well with that pit strategy and just all hell broke loose around you. Tough break. Tough break. Restart zone is sketchy. Why is that? 'Cause you can't really see it?
I'll take the trophy for passing the most cars in a race.
Wilkinson's all the way back up to 6th again. Very impressive.
Yeah, but it subtracts when you go back.
Let's take a look at our biggest movers while we're on the subject.
You started at negative.
Well,
Perez,
I guess I did
plus
kind of.
32,
I mean, well,
leading
we
the
started
race.
full. There's only one way to go, right?
That's why you never.
J-Munch, it won't go on Michael because it was the 10 that made contact,
where you at,
netcode or
Jack?
not, with the 30 truck. That's what started the wreck. Has nothing to do with the 14. Rob Randolph up 25. Haven't called his name much. He's back here in the 2 truck, riding in 12. And Grant Thompson, I believe he's already called the race. He's going to finish 42nd. Those are our biggest movers for tonight. Coming down to it. Now 8 to go.
Okay, so upon a second review, there is no penalty given. It's going to be changed to a racing incident. Sorry about that, Blake. I just didn't go back far enough to see where that actually started from. I started where I saw you drifting up.
All good. Thanks for a review.
This is deja vu from last week, Bill.
Shush.
I wasn't going that far.
Enough fuel.
I got a question. Is it on green or is there a restart zone here?
There's a restart zone.
Restart zone is active.
Has to wait until the green, until he's in the restart zone to go.
I wouldn't sit there, TJ. I'm warning you.
55 keeps warning he's going to blow up. It still hasn't blown up. Here we go, back under the green flag. Perez gets a great jump. Lanin clears to second.
Moving around you there.
Rivard and Lawrence battle for third.
Well, it's just my oil like so it's gonna blow up sooner or later.
Lane in P2. Perez, Lane, Rivard now clear to third. Wilkinson fourth. Gets by Jake Lawrence. Perez likes his short run speed. Has Tyler Lane behind him. Perez putting down a 31.7 last lap to a 31.9 for Lane and Rivard. Perez absolutely putting down some heaters. That sounds like a wreck in the background, and their 12th caution of the race is out. The 18, last week's
yeah,
winner.
I was there the whole time, bro, as you kept turning down.
Captain Sloan's in it. Let's rewind and see what we can find for Joe Johnson in the 18. I'm going to need a fire chase for this one.
Okay, so upon review, the 18 comes down across the nose of the 47, causing the spin. The 18 will
47, heck of a save. 2 gets involved, just talked about how he'd moved up. Then we get to look at the NASCAR Cup Series logo really close. It's Johnson and the 39 of Sloan go around. But yes, Johnson coming down across the nose of the 47. We have 3 green-white checkers, Cameron. You need to calm down. Cameron in chat saying he's already won. 3 attempts at a green-white checker.
How many green-white checkers do we have?
As that question gets asked.
The answer to that question is 3.
Yes, 3-10 for.
Can anybody hear me?
Can now.
I gotcha.
Lucky dog coming on the outside.
Thank you, Blake. I was just trying to make sure my mic is working.
Looking at the speed charts, just for funsies, looks like the fastest lap of the race went to Justin Wilkinson in the 5. So long as these last 2 laps we don't see another one. Highly doubt there will be at this point in the race, but could be. Never know. Yes, you did have a crash there, Center Tactics, and we were laughing that your truck was smoking. We didn't know if it was the engine or you. We have Tyler Lanin in chat. Can't talk all of a sudden. Really need to get these guys in Discord so we can have chats. No Lanin. Mikey is a clown. Stay under pacing. Where's Mikey running right now? Ninth. Should we go interview ninth? Just because we can. Hello.
Hi.
Well, you're running ninth. Do you have any hopes that the front of the field will get into a mad scramble and you'll sneak through for a better finish?
Well, you can always hope. It's about my only hope.
So you're kind of level on strategy with everyone looking at the stint charts here, so you shouldn't have that to look forward to. Like Tito has about 10 lap fresher tires and everyone in front of him. He's restarting fourth, so that could be interesting.
Yeah, it will. Your Twitch chat's getting a little interesting over there. But I don't know. It's this race went from yay to nay real quick.
It does that, and it's going back to yay again.
Not for me.
I mean, you're in ninth. There's 42 trucks. Ninth's pretty good.
Yeah, I'll take it. I guess we'll see how this goes. A little chaotic on restart, so I'm sure this one will be just as much.
Yeah, I don't think this will be our last restart, but you know.
There ain't no way. We're going all three.
All three, oh lord. Don't you put that evil on me, Ricky Bobby. Well, who's your pick for the win? You think Perez is going to pull it off? First timer going to get the win?
Yeah, a little confident over there from what I've seen, so I don't know.
I mean, he did start with 40th. Came to the front of the field really quickly.
Yeah, we'll see.
Only the second fastest lap time, though. Tito has the fastest lap of the race and has 10 lap pressure tires, so it'll be interesting.
Yeah, a lot of good people in the top 5, and a lot of chaotic drivers as well, so that'll be real interesting.
Yeah, but the most chaotic ones, you know, talking, broadcasting. Alright, but good luck.
Thanks, man.
Mike Edwards in the 14. Be restarting 9th. Figure we drop down and have a little chit-chat while we're under the caution. We'll slide back up to the broadcast booth. There we go. I don't know if you guys know, but just because simplicity, I actually dropped myself down in the Discord to find our drivers. It's easier that way. Jump in one of the empty team rooms and have a chat. Perez going to be in control once again for the restart. Outside line has struggled so far tonight, but Lanin out there this time. We'll see if he gets any kind of momentum built up. Off they go. Perez, Lanin did not get going. And there is the wreck behind. I can hear it. Trucks are stacked up. Who's that on the inside? Looks like a 3 in the number. Maybe Andrew? Andrew Hayes.
Yeah, on old tires, it'll definitely spin in first gear.
The 2?
You
Looks
know,
like...
at this rate, I actually might have a hood soon.
See if we can find the 2. ATVO has had enough for tonight. It's deciding it doesn't want to work anymore. It's going to take us a little bit of time to get this replay, but we'll get it to you. Just be patient. I know it's not the easiest thing for racers to do, but it's locking up and freezing. It's definitely had enough. It's like, just end the race, please. Okay, here we go. That's a lot of vibes, buddy. Oh, you see up ahead the 2. Looks like he missed the shift, and not missed the shift, but spun the tires a little bit. See if we can jump up to the 2. It's supposed to have been on him, and then ATV was like, not gonna. There we go.
After 132 laps, boys, I'm finally going to be on the lead lap.
I don't know if that was spinning the tires or what. I think Roebuck was trying to improve his position and get in that hole.
Better watch out, Justin likes to not take away his lucky dog.
And there it goes.
But he's not a lucky dog anymore.
I really do think Roebuck was trying to get in that hole. What do you guys think?
Okay, so upon review, what I see is the 2 spins his tires on the restart. The 30 drifts up the track to avoid hitting the 2, and then turns back down to avoid hitting the 42.
The 30 spun his tires. 30 jumps to the up because he spins his tires.
But guys, you all know tires. Just pay attention to not spin them.
I think the 30 spins his tires, and that's why he goes up. Watch.
Look at dog coming up.
The 2 stays straight. The 30 spins his tires a little bit and then comes down into the 2. The 30 definitely jumped sideways. And the 2, I never saw the 2 jump sideways. He just didn't get going as quickly, like he was just napping.
I agree with Swiss.
Yeah, I got passing on the inside from that too.
I think it's the first time someone said they agree with me. Like in my whole life.
Thank you.
So we'll go to green white checker attempt number 2. Driver with the biggest question mark on fuel is going to be Tyler Lanin. At least out of our top 4. Lap 44 was the last time Lanin was on pit road. Or 44 laps ago, not lap 44. 44 laps ago. Yeah, sometimes it's best to just not listen to that. Everyone should be plenty good on fuel, he says. I'll take your word for it. Corey Lavallo has been 46 laps since he pitted in the 07. He's down to 19. That would be the first one to run out, according to basic numbers, if everyone, spends about the same in their fuel tank. 07 will be the first one in trouble. So that would be an indicator if you see the 07 disappear from your scoring chart down here at 19th. Might be an indication. I can't believe we have so many trucks on the lead lap. I know we've had a lot of yellow, but conversely, we've had a lot of yellow. You know what I mean? Like the trucks get damaged and need repairs. We have at least 23 on the lead lap. Twenty-four on the lead lap. Mike Wheeler, last one on the lead lap. Actually, now it's showing Kincaid lead lap. He's 25th. Afton Sloan to 39, 1 lap down. He could get a lap back here, you never know. The way this is going. If we go to our 3rd one, he would be in contention for that waiver round so long as he doesn't get to be a part of the wreck. We are set for green-white checker attempt number 2. Pace car. Hard left down pit road. 92 of Perez, 64 of Lanin. Your front row. Outside struggled most of these restarts. Lanin, can he time it? He does not. Bill Rivard going to battle him for second as Perez scoots away. Wilkinson in the 5 has 10 lap fresher tires than all 3 trucks in front of him. Can he use them before the yellow comes out? Battle on for second as Perez has gotten away. Wilkinson bottled up between Lanin and Bill Rivard. Nowhere to go. And we hear contact in the background. There's a big wreck as the 47 and 16 are around. So far still green. There's the caution. I definitely saw the 16. Let's see what we can find here. They were already wrecking there.
Well, there goes my best restart. That was a waste.
47-16 make a little bit of contact, which gets the 47 out of shape, and then he comes back up into the 16. This 47 being the 74 of Dustin Franklin. One more look at it. Let's see if we can go on board with the 47/74 of Franklin. Look at it from far chase, maybe. Hit down in the corner. Happens on the backstretch, so if we can get changed over quick enough. See the Dustin F truck, white and blue on the bottom side. Makes a little bit of contact with 16, then netcode rears its ugly head. You see the 16 jump sideways. Both of those trucks ship one off into the infield grass. Don't believe anyone else was involved. Looks like just those two trucks. Ethan Evers in the 26 may have gotten a small piece of it. Go back and watch Ethan's look. Let's see if we can find the 26. It looks like he got a little piece. Took a little grass ride while he was at it. Oh my gosh, I got a big piece of it. Jumped up in the air. Let's see if we can ride a roof cam here. Why not? On the roof of the 26. Yeah, gets up in the air.
Okay. Upon review, and Michael, I'll probably want to talk to you after this just to make sure that you're seeing what I saw. The 16 and the 47 are door-to-door coming off the corner. They do make contact. They straighten it out. And then what I see is the 16 car does the endo off its nose, spins, and goes across the 47, bringing out the caution. I'm going to have to call that net code and say no penalty given just because of how it happened.
The X Games is broken out. They're doing backflips. Yeah, I would have called netcode on that one myself because the way the 16 jumped sideways all of a sudden. Like there was no real reason for that truck to jump sideways like it did. Netcode was just like, you know what? I want a third green white checker. So here we are, a third green white checker. Perez having to sit through all these green white checkers. Could be on his way to his very first Sidewinder victory. First win in the trucks, first win in Sidewinder overall. Tyler Lanin trying to steal that from him. Bill Rivard, Justin Wilkinson, John Garrett, Jake Lawrence, Dylan Dreiling, Mike Edwards, Blake Roebuck, and Jonathan Ledger's up into the top 10. If you guys aren't familiar with Sidewinder Racing, that 33 driver, which happens to have my face on the hood, that driver is actually deaf. He can't hear the cars around him. He can't hear his own engine. It's pretty impressive that he's able to be competitive at all without being able to hear the car feedback. Currently in the top 10. Very first start in any of our series, yes. Very impressive. I can hear everything and I'm terrible. Maybe it's too much feedback for you. Maybe you need to reduce it. Turn it down. Neo uses, or Jonathan Ledger, he uses a like radar system basically. Like a little radar overlay that he can look at to know where cars are around him since he can't hear other cars around him. It's really neat. Row 1. Inside line. Look at Lanin trying to get right on his door. You have Perez and Lanin. Row 2, you have Rivard and Wilkinson. Row 3, Garrett and Mr. Lawrence. Field working their way down the backstretch.
Got to maintain pace.
Shockingly, no one has hit the cone. Field rolls into 3. Hopefully this is the last time we see the pace car, because if we see him again, that's the end of the race. We don't want to end it under caution. Keep it green for 1 lap, boys. Do whatever you want on the last lap. I mean, don't make race control make horrible calls, but calls nobody would want to make. Perez entering the restart zone. SimWrapMarket.com Truck Series, part of Sidewinder Racing Leagues. Here we go. Final attempt, green-white checker. This might be Lanin's best restart. Slots down in front of Bill Rivard. Top 4 goes single file. Wilkinson going to try to get up to the top and then drive it down under Rivard. Nothing doing there. Top 5, 6, 7, all single file. Scrambles on back in the mid pack. We'll keep an eye on this front battle as we come for the win here. Lanen trying to get something going. Bill Rivard closing on his back bumper, but Perez stretching that gap just a little bit. A 74 to a 75. Very close. Lanen drives it in there. Doesn't get there. Stacks up the trucks behind him. Wilkinson gets in the back of Bill Rivard. Sends him up the track. Rivard using the outside wall saves him. Bill Rivard. Oh, so close between Perez and Lanen. Lanen full sent. Now he's trying to ride the wall. Perez going to get the win. Perez, Lanen, Wilkinson, Garrett. As your top 5. Perez, Lanen, Wilkinson, Garrett, and Lawrence. Perez with the win.
There, good race altogether. Good win.
Lanen definitely full sent there at the end. He sent it deep.
Hit on turn 2.
Oh, you've been here, huh?
92. Cameron Perez, first ever Sidewinder start. First ever Sidewinder victory.
I had 23rd. Feels like a win. I get some bonus playoff points for that.
Somebody came flying through there at the end. Perez going to burn it down, or he's just going to cruise? There it goes.
I see. It looks like you checked up a bit too.
I can't even make it to pit road because the engine blew going across the line.
Oh no, our camera's going under the track. You've confused our helicopter. This is too much for our drone. You've overdone it. There we go. Drone's doing impossible things going through the track.
Chris Isaacs, are you still here?
Yes, sir, I am.
Here comes the party.
Is there a way I could talk to you in like Discord or something about that wreck on 136? Thank you, Joshua.
Yeah, I've got.
Perez with the big party. If we can get top 3 to our
So I'll pull you in one at a time.
broadcast waiting room. Justin Wilkinson,
All right,
Tyler Lanen, and Cameron Perez. I'm just going to drag Cameron there. You're in the waiting room now. Gotta wait for Wilkinson and Lanen. There's Lanen, now just Wilkinson.
Okay, I should be good.
I'm going to drag him up.
Thank you.
Oh my gosh, there's so many race control channels.
No problem, bud.
He made his own way up. Ooh, 92 blew a motor right at the accelerating. Wilkinson's down to 10 tenths now. We got an interview to do. You can do that in a minute. Teed up. I'm interrupting you so you can do your interview so we can get this going.
I'm sorry. I was apologizing to Bill for that incident there.
I figured.
That was really bad.
Well, you bring it home in 3rd spot after going to the back multiple times. As you said, think you passed the most vehicles for sure tonight. How did you end up bringing that 5 truck home in the top 3?
Luck. A lot of luck. The drive-through, I got really lucky with the caution as I was driving through. So that was big for me. But yeah, luck, and I think preparation too. We practiced a lot during the week, and I think I got a good handle on the track. Put it on the pole, and I was passing cars a lot, like you said. So it felt good, and then that in there, it was kind of a bummer that we went 3 green white checkers, but we finally got it in there, and I just feel awful about Bill, and because that's 2 weeks in a row for him, and I don't want to gain spots like that, and I even if it is the last lap, it feels yucky. So
yeah, it was pretty wild, and it's awkward between former teammates too.
Yeah, I mean, it is, and I like Bill. He's an awesome guy. We're buds. We've always said, good battles on the track and whatnot. So that it makes it hurt even more that happened to him, more than anybody else. So, I'll take a third, but it's not a happy third. You know, I hate to pull Kyle Larson there, but it's not a happy third. You know.
Sounds more like a Kyle Busch. Disappointed with third.
Yeah, I know. I'm happy that it's a third. Like, you know, that's 2 weeks in a row of top 5, so I'll take it.
10-4. You got any friends, family, sponsors, shout outs to drop on us tonight?
Just SimWrapMarket.com. You know, like we talked about earlier, 25% off summer sale going on right now. So get over there, get some cool bases for your scheme. And you know, my buddy Jimmy Collins, my teammate. You know, like I said, me and him practiced a lot during the week, so he's a really good guy to practice with. I wish he had a better finish today. I know he had the speed. He just had some misfortune during the race there, and then that sucks. And then you DG Swiss for the broadcast. Awesome broadcast, man.
Bill's in chat saying booting someone out of the way for that third.
Man, I did not want to do that. I told James before that I'd be happy with a fourth. I'm cool with the fourth. You know, just let me get out of here with a fourth. I was totally fine after the race that I had. So I did not want to do that to Bill just for a third.
10-4. All right, good. Congratulations to you on your podium finish, and we'll see you in the next race.
Thank you. I appreciate it, Swiss.
Justin Wilkinson in the 5, bringing it home in the 3rd position. Now let's go find Mr. Tyler Layden. Tyler, DG, you got a copy?
Yeah.
Well, what a long race, and you're able to bring it home in the 2nd spot. One spot, I'm sure, further back than you would like to, but still a very strong effort in a 42 truck field. How did you feel tonight?
It was good on a longer run. I think if we would have gone green throughout those pit stops, I would have had a better shot at it. But you know, it was fun. It was fun. It was a good race. I enjoyed it.
10-4, you're up towards the front. Most of the race got cycled back to those pit stops that happened with the caution coming out in between them, and then it took a while to get you back towards the front. But then once you were up there, you stayed up there once again and had a lot of speed in that 64 truck tonight. You got any friends, family, or sponsor shout-outs to drop on us tonight?
Yeah, Brian Hicks and the Brian Hicks driving experience. He bowed out tonight. I don't know, way too early. He passed Dylan and had enough, and then Dylan Dreiling. Loveland Ford, and that'll be it.
10-4, nothing for Coastal Carolina,
huh? Not until they accept me, man.
10-4, I hear that. All right, bud. Well, good luck on the college admissions, and we'll see you in the next race.
All right.
Tyler Layden in the 64, bringing it home 2nd. Now we go bring in a race winner. Cameron Perez in the 92, getting the victory tonight. Cameron, first race in Sidewinder, first victory. How'd you get it done?
Hell yeah, that's all I gotta say. I mean, I gained like 32 positions. I was the biggest mover. I just had the right strategy, save fuel, all that. I don't even know.
I don't even think you needed to have the right strategy. You were passing a lot of trucks without that.
Yeah.
Now you're going to have to, now everyone knows that you're for real and that you're going to maybe hit them on the way by, so they might not give you as much room next time. You know that, right?
Yeah, well, Ross Chastain is my favorite driver, so.
Makes a lot of sense, to be honest.
Yeah, yep. Well, I guess we're in the playoffs.
Yes, sir. In the playoffs, as long as you start enough races. I think you make 7 of the 10 regular season races, you'll be in the playoffs. So.
Oh, that won't be a problem.
There you go. Good luck to you. You got any friends, family, sponsor shout-outs to drop on us tonight?
Yeah, just shout out to my buddies Alec Daffin and Jacob Elkins. They're buddies on my team, Shaw Racing, but for this league I'm running for GM Racing on my friend's team, so yeah. That's what I'm talking about.
Sounds fun. Congrats on your first victory, and we'll see you in those playoffs.
Yeah, thank you.
That is Cameron Perez in the 92, saying his favorite driver is Ross Chastain, out there driving more like a Joey Logano, getting the victory tonight in the 92. Congrats to him. We have to say that this has been iRacing.com. You can go there, pick up a subscription, buy these trucks and this track, and come race with us. Head on over to DGSRacing.com. Click on the big red snake. That'll get you to our Discord where you can sign up for any one of our 9 different series that we run. That's right, 9 different series. We got 1 league every single night. Some nights have 2. Come on out and race with us. We'd love to have you. Check us out, DGSRacing.com, for all your needs there. Thank you to SimWrapMarket.com. Appreciate them coming on board, sponsoring our series. We've shown their ad a couple times tonight. Appreciate them helping us get the broadcasting done. Makes the community go around. So got to have those sponsor dollars. We appreciate them. Go check them out. Heard multiple times they have that summer sale going on. What else? I think that's about it for us tonight. Thank you guys so much for being here. We appreciate you. And let's go through our final sponsors. We got, let's see. I am drawing a blank, so I'm literally having to pull up the website. How sad is that? My brain is just fried after that triple overtime finish. So much fun. Thank the folks over at the In the Draft podcast sponsoring our ARCA series. That's going to be starting up this month, so we'll be having new podcasts to check out. That'll be a lot of fun. Elite Performance Industries, EPI, RaceEPI.com. Those folks over there, they help us put on the Sprint Car Series. Appreciate them. A lot of good setups, a lot of good coaches to help you learn how to drive said setups. They have testing sessions and help you develop your racing skills. It's a lot of fun. Really good merch. Cool logo. All good things over there at RaceEPI.com. The folks at Fort Worth Screen Printing help us put on our Xfinity Series on Tuesdays. Fort Worth Screen. FWScreen.com is their website. Go check them all out. And Burna Shield. Burna Shield helps us put on our Cup Series. Appreciate those folks. Burna Shield, I believe it's Burna.com. They're running a summer sale as well, I noticed earlier today on their social media. So go check out Burna Shield. We did SimWrapMarket Golden Eagle syrups down there in Alabama, the pride of Alabama, as they like to say. If you join our Golden Eagle 1987 Cup Series, each winner of a race will get mailed a bottle of Golden Eagle syrup, should they opt in for that. So check that out. A lot of awesomeness. StackUp.org. It's a great organization that helps get veterans into gaming so that they can help battle, just the normal things that veterans go through. That kind of the ugly side of the things that you kind of don't really want to think about all that much, but it exists whether or not you think about it, and it's a good way to get veterans the care and help that they need, and they take a lot of help on the mental aspect, and they do it through the gaming platforms. So they try to get games out to veterans, and they also do it with the active deploy. They'll send care packages overseas and keep our guys doing the gaming and keeping engaged and just in a healthier mindset. So StackUp.org, check them all out. Lots and lots of people help us put on this community, so we are very appreciative of all of our sponsors. Thank you guys so much for being here tonight. Hope you enjoyed tonight's broadcast. It'll be up on YouTube in a bit. Let's check out our final results now that we've burned through all of the sponsor lists. Let's go ahead, pull up the results. If they want to pull up, there they go. Karen Perez with the win. First ever Sidewinder race gets the victory. Very impressive. Tyler Lane in second. Justin Wilkinson rebounded from not one but two penalties to come back to third. John T. Garrett brings it home in fourth. Jake Lawrence fifth. Mike Edwards sixth. Dylan Dreiling seventh. Blake Roebuck, Bill Rivard, and Jonathan Ledger your top 10. 11 through 20. We have, wait for it, as Clint would say, drumroll, there it goes. Dalton Hayes, Jonah Long, Joe Johnson, Cody Cleaver, Mike Wheeler, Corey Lavallo, James Collins, J.R. Deal, Ryan Brennan, Ethan Evers, your top 20. TJ Floyd, Zachary Marterson, Mark Kincaid, Andrew Hayes, Dustin Franklin, Afton Sloan, Rob Randolph, Scott Baker, Christopher Alkira, and Josiah Ball, your top 30. I don't believe it'll show us anywhere past there. It'll probably just go blank. We're going to check anyway, and it does. We have no idea why that does that. I've asked Clint. Clint has no idea. I have no idea. When your programmer doesn't know, you're just kind of on your own. So we'll show you the top 30 and move on. Maybe it'll be a bonus. For finishing in the top 30, you get to see where you finished. Thank you guys so much for being here for tonight's race. Congratulations to the 92 and the 92 team. We'll catch you guys in the next race.